What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mountain Witch Tarot channel. I am your host, Sarah. It is August 13th, 2025, and today we've got some alleged tea on the Ghislaine Maxwell Epstein situation. Before we get started, be sure to click the like button, and if you enjoy political divination, consider sticking around by hitting that subscribe button. Now, this is a really interesting story. I believe Midas Touch reported on it recently. There is a woman, Catherine Kamali, in Tallahassee, who claims to be, now I'm going to use a lot of claims to be and allegeds in this video because I'm not 100% on the facts here. I'm just going off of Midas Touch's word. But this woman, Catherine Kamali, claims to be the Tallahassee cellmate of Ghislaine Maxwell. And she says that Ghislaine was constantly talking about how she had dirt on Donald Trump. Interestingly, she also mentioned that Ghislaine was looking to get a pardon under the Biden administration, but Biden's DOJ basically just ignored her. They wouldn't have any type of interaction with her. So Ghislaine was also really interested in getting Biden to use this information against Donald Trump. So we're going to take a look at a few different things here regarding this entire situation, and we're going to be using Lenormand and Tarot. Also, another thing I want to point out real quick is something I mentioned in a reading that came out in the cards a couple weeks ago was actually recently verified, and I just thought it was really neat, and I want to point that out because I want to start pointing these out. I have a list on my website. It's a messy list. You guys can check it out. It's linked in the description. But I want to try to point these out from time to time because it's really interesting how much accurate info we've gotten from Tarot and Lenormand here in the past few months. So apparently Rupert Murdoch was getting his information, like the infamous birthday card, from Ghislaine Maxwell and family. So kind of seems like there is more where that came from. Let's hope we get to see it. I don't have high hopes, but let's hope. Let's manifest it, guys. All right, so let's get started here. First thing we want to ask, what is our first question? Is Catherine Kamali being honest when she says that Ghislaine talked about having dirt on Trump? And we're going to get 3 cards for that. I do want to apologize in advance. This is a new deck. Sometimes I don't immediately recognize the card because I'm not used to them yet. But I'm going to tell you we've got 2 red cards here, so that is a yes for 3 cards. Let me just scoot these up. This is a definite yes. Catherine Kamali is being honest when she says that Ghislaine Maxwell was talking about the dirt that she had on Trump. Catherine Kamali is looking for the means to tell this story. We've got the crossroad, the tower, and the stars. She's trying to figure out how can she tell what she knows. And I'm going to go ahead and guess, and this part is just my conjecture. I'm going to guess that Catherine Kamali, we're going to call her KC from now on, she probably has a feeling, like she probably knows enough to know that Ghislaine may not talk now. Because it kind of seems like things are going her way. She may not have the motivation to tell the story. So KC is looking to try to spread this story. She's looking for a way, but she's kind of stuck because, I mean, she's a prisoner still in Tallahassee. So it's like, how does she get this message? How does she get this message out? Literally what these 2 cards are saying. How do I spread this information? Okay, let's get our next question. Is Catherine Kamali the only prisoner or inmate that knows about this? Or do other inmates know about this? Oh, wow. Interesting. Very interesting. So we've got 2 red cards. That's a definite yes. Other inmates do know about this. And I'm going to point out, let's see, what do we got? We got the spades over here. Okay, so the key card is basically the biggest yes that we have here. There are other inmates who know, and I think they are afraid. The reason I say that is because we have the coffin card and we have the cross card on either side of the key. So the key is the solution, the answer. They hold the key in their hands. Yes, other inmates know. And yes, they are terrified of what they know and it jeopardizing their safety. Okay, let's get another question. Do they know a lot, any of them, or all of them? Do they know a lot of information on this, a lot of details? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. Wow. Okay. 3 heart cards. Is that what we got here? Ghislaine has been telling them for a long time about this stuff. We've got the rider coming to, like, rider, tree, the gentleman. This is Trump, most likely, or it could be Epstein. Either way, it represents the male energy in this situation, which is both of them, and which makes a lot of sense. She has been for a very long time telling them everything, or a lot of things. I'm gonna go ahead and say everything because we've got 3 red hearts here, all 3 of these cards. So that is a resounding yes. So yeah, they know quite a bit. And that makes me wonder if they could be instrumental in the future. Let's say if the Democrats take the House in the midterms, I'm going to ask, is it possible that any of these people could be subpoenaed? Could they be subpoenaed to testify? No, they do not want to be involved in this. I kind of am getting the feeling that and this is a little bit of my own personal conjecture, so don't take this as like what's in the cards specifically. This is just how I'm feeling. These people are probably going to be too afraid to come forward. That's probably the answer. They're going to stay put here with the anchor. They have been basically given a gift that they don't want, a dangerous gift, which is the knowledge that they have. And this is because this is a diamonds card, it's transacting. So they do not want this transaction. Not at all. The scythe card. So, oh my gosh, interesting. That makes me wonder, are their lives already in danger? I hate to ask this question, but I have to. I really want to know the answer. Are their lives in danger? So there's a couple of things that this could mean. First of all, this is a resounding yes. And there is a sense of them appealing to, okay, this is one meaning. And I don't feel 100% on this, but this is one meaning that's within the cards here. They could very much be appealing right now to some trusted staff member or, someone in a place of power at the facility to try to get themselves moved and separated. I'm kind of seeing that they want to go different directions because there's quite a few of them. And most likely, people within the facility probably know roughly who might know about Ghislaine Maxwell's, her gabbing and gossiping. So looks to me like there is someone trusted that they're trying to go to get themselves split up and sent in different directions. Are a bunch of people about to get moved from that Tallahassee facility? The cards are saying no, that no one is getting moved just yet. But the birds are saying yes, that they are nervous. They do want to be moved, maybe for their own protection. They're telling them that they can't move just yet, or maybe they're telling them you're safer here where you are, or they could be saying, it's going to take time to find a safer place. So this is not something we can do immediately. We can't protect you if we rush you out of here. So it's going to have to be like slow progress. We're going to have to slowly send so-and-so here or there, wherever. Okay. All right. Interesting. Let's switch over to tarot and get a few more questions. Let's find out, or see if we can find out, what does Casey know about Ghislaine and about Epstein and about Trump? And we've got a little bit of glare. Let me fix that real quick. First thing that comes to mind, organization. So an organization here of thrill seeking that was carried out under the cover of night, so to speak. Maybe literal night, maybe figurative night, okay? The Emperor here, I think, is denoting unchecked power. And then to put it all together, what does it mean? What does Casey know from Ghislaine about Ghislaine, Epstein, and Trump? She knows that there was an organization. She knows a lot about how it worked. She knows about how they carried out their operations, how immoral it was. So she knows some bad details about it. And she knows that it was like a recreational thing that I can't even believe I have to say that, but that's what the cards say. What else does Casey know? And I'm going to guess, I've got a feeling that out of all of the inmates, Casey probably knows the most. So I think immediately she knows that, oh yeah, definitely. So she knows what Ghislaine's plan was to try to get a deal with Biden, to try to get out. She knows about that. Feeling Trump energy shift here. Oh, okay. Interesting. I think what we're seeing here with the Queen would indicate that she knows also the details of Ghislaine's plan B. Because I think what this is saying with these two cards is that Ghislaine had a backup plan, and she may even have a plan C. We don't know yet. But she knew how Ghislaine was going to play this throughout the Biden administration if Biden's DOJ did not give Ghislaine what she was asking for. And that's definitely what the Queen of Pentacles is doing here, is reminding us of introspection and inner thought and planning, and kind of being in a place of like, I'm well aware of my place in the world and what I have to do and what I've had to do up until this point. So I read an article a while back that stated Ghislaine had written a manuscript, a book, basically, while she was in prison, and that she guarded this manuscript with her life, and that she was really paranoid about it, and she was constantly moving it from place to place because, she's afraid, I guess, that someone was going to take it away from her, or somebody was going to confiscate it, and that, that was like her big bargaining chip, right? So she didn't want anybody to be able to get a hold of this manuscript, because then her plan would have been shot to hell. So what I want to know is if anyone else, hang on, I'm having trouble shuffling my cards. Oh my God, there they go. They're going to go off the table. Did anyone else see this manuscript? This manuscript was something that she was passionate about. She put a lot of work into it. And I think she did let other people read it, for sure. Does the manuscript contain the most heinous details? I think she put everything in there. I think this was some way of her, okay, it's come out in a few readings, like, maybe, possibly, could be possible that Ghislaine wants to clear her conscience a little bit. Obviously, first and foremost, she wants to help herself. That definitely also came out, that she is most concerned about herself because she sees herself as a victim. She believes that she deserves justice, and that she didn't get it. Now, that's what she thinks, okay? I'm not saying that that's the case, because trust me, Ghislaine Maxwell is not a victim. Oh, okay, that card. So she did put enough in there, I think, to basically shut Donald Trump up forever, we'll say. Oh gosh, this is really intense. I'm getting kind of a strange feeling between these two cards. Like, I feel like, I don't know, was she having like nightmares or something? I'm getting a sense of like nightmares. Holy cow. Maybe this was her way of getting the nightmares to stop. Because here's the thing, like, even if you're the most awful, rotten person in the world, well, sometimes people who don't have a conscience end up having one after they've done something horrific. And what I'm getting from this is that something about this whole situation, or this whole situation in general, was bothering her so bad that that's kind of what got her on the path to writing this manuscript. It was kind of like a means to an end to try to get her mind to stop. So I think even though she sees herself as a victim, and she sees herself as being silenced right here, she has been under some mental duress because of this situation. I think that's a testament to how bad all of this is. And guys, I mentioned this in the comments and discussion a couple weeks ago or a week or so ago. I think there's something in there about DJT that, most people who don't even like him would be surprised by. And I can't really say much more than that. But my own personal conjecture, I think there's something really, really dark in there that even we wouldn't suspect. So there is a lot of closing the cycle, like things coming to an end, complete circles. And again, we have that thrill-seeking, rebel without a cause mentality of thinking, that they're getting away with these things. Wow. Holy cow. So she put it all in that book, and whoever read it knows it all as well. Well, the next thing I'm wondering, and we're going to switch over to Lenormand real quick for this, is this manuscript ever going to see the light of day? I don't think the public will get to see the manuscript. Now, because of the way I ask this question, this may not necessarily mean that we'll never know the story. It just means that Ghislaine's book is never going to be available to the public. I think that she really poured her life out into this. She really went really, really far down the rabbit hole. And again, coming out in Lenormand, just like it did in the tarot, this was a cathartic experience for her that she needed to complete this task in order to be able to cope and to move forward in life. Because I think it was really like a big weight on her shoulders. And I think the weight was lifted and she felt quite a bit lighter once she was able to get it out. Okay, I'm going to clear the board and we're going to get one or two more questions. President Biden was obviously a man of dignity, and he was not someone who would break the law under any circumstances. Obviously, there would have been some legality issues with him trying to work with Ghislaine to get dirt on Trump. And we know Trump is the one who's all about weaponizing the DOJ and all that. He's the one that goes after political enemies. Biden would never do that. If Biden had pursued this thing with Ghislaine, it might have ended up with her getting a pardon, because obviously she wouldn't cooperate and give him dirt on Trump to use against Trump unless she got something out of it. And I think really that's the number one reason that Biden wouldn't, fool with her. Having said that, are there any other reasons? I'm curious. Any other reasons that Joe Biden did not want to take this deal with Maxwell? On top of everything else, he also knew that it wouldn't be worth it. It would be like a fruitless attempt for what he would come out with. And before I say the rest of what I'm feeling and thinking here, I'm going to draw another card, because I think he just felt like, yeah, okay. I think he thought it outweighed what he would be able to do. And I think it is because he knew a lot of people wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't accept the information from him. And so I think more than anything, not more, I don't want to say more than anything, because I think more than anything, Biden didn't want to help a child essayer. You know what I mean? Like abuser. But I think there was also this thing where he knew that they would absolutely not accept this truth from him. There would be too much fighting for it. And that it was something that had to be kind of, know when to hold them and know when to fold them kind of thing. Because, yeah, it would have only led to problems. It would have led to Ghislaine getting a pardon that she didn't deserve, which I think, obviously explains kind of the grief and the sorrow here of letting someone as heinous as Ghislaine Maxwell out of prison. If Biden had acted on this info, would it have changed the outcome of the election? 2 jumpers here. We're going to keep them. Oh, holy cow. We've got 3 jumpers. Oh my gosh, we got the High Priestess. Holy cow. Oh yeah, again with the know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Biden knew when to fold them, okay? He knew that MAGA would not accept this information and it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the election. And as for the rest of this, unknown. Or could also say, hey, Sarah, you already know the answer to this. No, it would not have changed the outcome to the election because MAGA would never have believed Joe Biden. Okay, so anyway, that's our reading for this. There's like a ton more questions, but this video is so long already, I'm going to have to chop it down. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And welcome to all the new subscribers, by the way. You all are awesome. I appreciate you being here so much. You have no idea how much it means to me. I really, truly appreciate it. And I absolutely love it when you guys put the little magical emojis in the comment section. So you all feel free to do that anytime you want to, just any old time. And again, if you enjoyed this reading, hit the like button. And if you're new here and you want to stick around, be part of the community, hit the subscribe. And I'm going to go film the next video, which is going to be wild before my Red Bull wears off. So, all right, guys, that's it for this one. I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day or night or week or whenever you're watching this. All right, guys, see you later.